We will play these crazy games. You ever play that game when you were little where you turn off the lights and everybody start punching each other? No? These are the 5 worst horror movies to watch ever. You cannot get over the first part. And one of them I went to go watch, and it was, you're right, I couldn't get through it.
Yeah. I know.
Everything's falling apart.
That's so funny. I
It's
know.
an earthquake. Welcome to California.
I'm holding the mic.
This is Anniewood, 2.5.
This is Anniewood. We show her dance. Hola, mi amigos y mi amigas. Ahora yo tengo Felipe Esparza and La Chose. We talk about that later. We talk about Spanglish later. You guys, we have Felipe Esparza on this beautiful episode 116 of Anniewood. Thank you for being here. We love you. We feel you. We're so excited that you're here. And we're so excited that we've been doing this for 116 episodes. We tackle a lot of fun topics like the most disturbing movies that we've ever seen. And we also talk about a disturbing past that Felipe had and I had a little bit too. So we do have that in common. And we have a very long Patreon episode for you guys that's unedited. We talk about a bunch of stuff that did not fit within the hour. So go to Annie Lederman on Patreon, join the club, party with us. We very much appreciate it. I am also on the road, baby. I love performing comedy. It's so fun to come see you guys. The meet and greets rule. You can see me live this weekend with Josh, the Pot-Eyed Potter. We're going to be in Greensboro at the Comedy Zone. I had a very epic, memorable experience there last time, and I can't wait to come back. So come see me Friday and Saturday there, and Joshy. Then February 14th and 15th, come spend Valentine's Day with me and Todd in Norfolk, Nebraska. It's going to be very cute and loving. February 18th, we have the next Anniewood and Friends at the Comedy Store. Felipe is going to be on that. We have March 14th. I'm doing one night only in Anchorage, Alaska at Beartooth Comedy. Oh boy, let's be chilly together. Then March 18th, we have another Anniewood and Friends. March 27th, I'm going to be in my hometown, Philadelphia. We're going to Helium, baby. One night only. Come see your girl, okay? Eagles are in the Super Bowl, and Annie Lederman, more importantly, is coming home to do stand-up. You can see me March 28th through 29th in Toronto, Canada at the Comedy Bar. I'm going to be April 4th and 6th shooting a special at La Jolla Comedy Store. April 25th and 26th, Kansas City, Missouri. May 29th, I'm going to be in Naples, Florida. And May 30th and 31st, I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida. Guys, come see me. Go to annieletterman.com/shows. I love you.
Welcome to Anniewood.
All right, guys, welcome to Anniewood. We have the great Felipe Esparza here.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for having me.
All the way from the other side of town.
Way other side.
And now, okay, no houses affected by fire or anything? Did you have to evacuate?
Everything around me was burning, but I guess I live like under the freeway.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm safe.
Yeah.
I guess Silmar was burning, but it wasn't that bad where I live.
They didn't tell you to leave? Yeah. We left because there was a power outage. We went to Vegas.
Oh, yeah?
We said, let's go see if we can make a little profit here instead of losing stuff.
A friend of mine's house burned. Carlos Oscar, comedian, his house burned.
I know, it's crazy.
He lived in Altadena. And my friend, my co-host of the History for Food podcast, his girlfriend's brother burned down in Palisades.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even know he was a director. He directed that movie, Axel Foley.
Oh, okay.
And some other other stuff.
I know that's crazy when people are like, my house burned down. And you're like, which fire? And they're like, Palisades. And you go, oh, damn, you were doing good.
I know, right?
I'm like, oh, you were in the Palisades? So I like your outfit. I feel like you fit in Venice.
Well, thank you, man.
It's cool. Last time I saw you, were in an airport. We were in the lounge of the American airport.
Oh, that's right, man.
That was pretty fun. That was like the night before the election.
So this is Venice Beach where we are right now?
It is, yeah.
I used to go to Venice Beach day camp when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
When I was in like third grade.
What'd they have you guys do?
First of all, I live far from here. Sorry. I live over there in Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
So I get picked up on a bus. And we'll drive to go pick up another kid in Chinatown, Asian kid. And then some kids from South Central. So we're like 12 of us in a bus, and we'll go to Venice Beach day camp right here. And we'll meet up. Everybody will separate to their groups. And I was with a burnout pothead surfer, local guy, and he was like my camp counselor. And they all had nicknames.
Yeah.
And our nickname was, I think he made it up, Sweat Hogs.
Sweat Hogs.
I don't know why. I gave him some show he watched. Oh yeah, he liked that show, Welcome Back Kotter.
Yeah.
So the bad kids on that show were called Sweat Hogs.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. Do you think you were a bad kid?
I found out later. Not then.
No.
Not when I was a sweat hog.
He turned you into a sweat hog.
Yeah.
Also, he was like a stoner surfer guy. Do you think you got a little bit of your vibe from him?
Yeah, man. Because I was living in the housing projects, like Pico Gardens. It was like the housing projects. So there was like it was like a whole 2-mile radius of like houses where like poor people live. That was meant for military, but military they don't want to live there.
Yeah.
So they just gave it to low income housing. So we all lived there, but my mom, she applied. I got an application for summer camp from my elementary school, and then I guess no one else did. No one else filled it out. Because I was me and these 3 black girls I knew and my friend. There were 4 or 5 of us that only from that school went, but so many couldn't apply, but no one else did. So we will get to the Venice Beach, and they'll give us breakfast. I guess we eat like apple juice with a cookie, and then we'll go to roller skating.
Yeah.
We'll get those roller skates, the ones they rent for the people, and we'll just go roller skate all the way to Santa Monica and back.
Dang.
Then we'll go fishing the same day. And
it kind of seems crazy to take kids roller skating because there's always someone's going to break their arm.
I know, right?
Always one person broke their arm. Were you a good roller skater? Could you roller skate backwards?
Back then, no pads, no nothing. No, I could just go straight.
Yeah.
To something flat and then turn around and come back.
Yeah, we would go to the roller skating rink, and I'm like, every time someone in the birthday party had a broken arm.
I know, man. At birthday party growing up too, someone ended up breaking their arm or getting a black eye. We would play these crazy games. You ever play that game when you were little where you turn off the lights and everybody started punching each other? No? And like, no, man, like you turn off the lights and everybody starts punching each other. So somebody gets to the light, turn it on, then everybody stops punching.
It's like the Purge.
Yeah.
Just go crazy while the lights off.
You never play this game?
Oh yeah. And then you. But I lost.
I had that lady, Trailer Trash, Tammy, and
she's so funny.
that other lady.
Paige, yeah.
Yeah, but 3 of them, and Lily, and we're talking about this. I don't know if you guys know this, but if this you put it under your waist, and if you look at it, boom, man, you get a fucking a chop to the throat or the chest. So I had a friend named Mike, and he was like the funniest guy. And like, as a kid, you always think, oh, he's gonna be a comedian, but he ended up not being a comedian.
Yes,
he ended up being a mechanic. So he showed up the next day, and he made a patch of the finger.
Oh, that's so funny.
On his pants.
So it's just always there. I know.
Everything's falling apart.
That's so funny.
It's an earthquake. Welcome to California.
I'm holding the mic.
This is Anniewood, 2.5.
This is Anniewood. We show her dents. Yeah, this is a fun thing to do. I don't hate this though. This is kind of cool to hold the mic. It might make the sound waver a little.
I feel like a private investigator with this trench coat.
No,
man.
I like it. It's very
like outside. I felt cool, because it was cold. But inside, I feel like I'm about to take some part of particle.
You should be wearing a hat
like
with brims on both sides.
I feel like Columbo, that investigator.
Yeah, we got to give you
one more thing. My wife was thinking about starting her own podcast. Then
this would be I could see a sitcom with you as like an investigator.
I always wanted one, man. Like When I was a kid, I saw this Mexican movie that was really, really bad. I didn't get it. It was not funny. It was Spanish. But it was, my mom and dad were laughing at it. But it was a private investigator. And he just was it was stereotypical, Mexican stereotypical. Like right here in America, like they make most ethnic people like the bad guy, especially in the 70s and 80s, like the black person was like the bad guy. But in Mexico, they ain't a lot of black guys,
Yeah.
So you gotta pick somebody to be the bad guy. And then usually the native people, dark native people, like someone as dark as me cannot play a romantic lead in the 70s in Mexico. Like maybe now I could play a bad guy in a Marvel movie. But
you could.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the private investigator, what his outfit was?
What was it?
A blanket.
A blanket?
Yes.
He was just a flasher. He's going to solve the case and show you his dick.
He was a native guy.
Oh my God.
Who solved he was a private investigator, and all he wore was a red blanket with a rope around it, and then tied up, and he had like a weird mustache from the sides.
Yeah.
And he talked like this. ¿Por qué pasó aquí, señor?
Let's look him up. Do you remember the name of it?
Calzoncín.
Mexican movie.
Yeah. There he is. Boom! Look.
Look at his blanket. Oh no!
There he is. See, blanket.
Oh my God.
And I said I wanted to be an investigator because if you could do it with a blanket, I could do it with a towel.
That is so. Yeah. Is he like naked under that?
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. I guess I would give him answers. I would be like, all right, sir, I'll tell you whatever you want.
Nobody can see anything because it's so covered up. Because that's like his only wear.
A man in a blanket with a beard, that's just
and then
Venice Beach.
The joke is that everybody thinks he's dumb and everybody thinks he's an idiot, but he's actually very intelligent. So his disguise is the blanket, and then pretty much they give away the answers. Wow, it's hilarious. Just like Columbo. He wears that dirty coat. He drives a shitty car. He has a dirty cigar. Look at him.
This is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kind of like a monk.
He does
but he's
look like
a
a
native.
monk.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And that inspired you?
Yeah, man. So you think about it, man. How stereotypical that is. You gotta put that on now.
People like that though. They want stereotypical stuff. I feel like. They say they don't, but they want it.
They do, man.
His mom's Asian. She like loves Gran Torino. She loves like when Clint Eastwood's just saying the most racist things about Asians. She's like crying, laughing. She loves it.
Gran Torino? Oh, that's right. Clint
when he's
Eastwood.
like, what are you fish heads looking at?
His mom's like she can't be laughing harder in her life.
What are you guys looking at?
We've been watching a lot of Clint Eastwood stuff recently. It's always, are you good or are you bad? And then you got to leave it up to the audience. We saw Juror number 2. Did you see that?
Juror number 2, man.
Just
yeah.
came out.
I saw the one where Southern Impact, right? Where the girl gets assaulted a bunch of times. And then she goes after all the killers.
I feel like that happened. That's like a lot of his. Because even in Unforgiven, it's like the prostitute gets sliced up by the guy because she laughed at his tiny dick.
Yeah, man.
And then he's like the bounty hunter for that guy. It's always like, but I didn't see that one.
I think in Southern Impact, he's investigating a serial killer, but it's a woman going after the people that raped her and her sister.
I love that. It always falls, it's hard. I don't want to sound sexist, but it's hard for us women to continue these plans. And then especially if we have another girl with us, we start fighting with them. Our periods sink.
The worst one was Death. You talk about the horrible, man. Like, that's a horrible movie, Southern Impact. It's like a long scene. Is like,
yeah.
It's like Clint Eastwood said, you know what? 4 guys, that's not enough. Hey, cameraman, take off the camera gear. You're going to be the 5th.
Well, it's like The Accused. Remember The Accused where Jodie Foster's getting like...
Needle
getting
dick,
hard
needle
on a thing.
Then that guy was yelling out, needle dick,
so
needle
funny.
dick.
I know, like this whole movie is this.
Oh man, the worst one is Charles Bronson movies. Like So totally like sex exploitation and stereotypical vigilante movie.
Yeah.
Like his daughter and his daughter gets assault in part 1, right? And he goes and his wife gets murdered. So he goes after the culprit. He becomes like a vigilante and he's killing people in the bus, in the trains. Then Death Wish Part 2. Guess what? They do it to my daughter again.
She
But
came
this
back to
time,
life.
this time they ripped the maid too.
But you know what? They never do the sun. It's too dark for people.
But
They
you know
can't
how
handle the
horrible it must
sun.
be that actress back then?
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
you haven't worked since that horrible scene you did in Death Wish 1.
People recognize her at
3 years
Starbucks.
later, you get a call. Hey, you're from an agent. How does your agent break it down to you? Hey, Pam, they want to do it again.
Well, we were saying like
What? Do what again?
Like The Hills Have Eyes, like that scene.
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's too good of acting. Like, I really want people to, if you're bad at acting, please be in those scenes. Cause I need it to be a little bit, I want to think about the camera guy. I want to think about, I don't want to be too in it. What were we watching that I was like, why did they make this? Wasn't there something recently the other day?
Yeah, we got like a weird like French like erotica movie.
Oh, yeah. It
so
was like a
weird.
French.
No, it's called like Lady Libertine.
Oh.
And we started watching, we're like, it's like a little, this guy finds this little boy.
It's like a rich guy, yeah.
This little boy on the street, this orphan, and brings him in.
Is it like stepson stuck in dryer?
It's honestly, it's like stepson's actually a girl, and so then he finds out he's like spanking this boy, and then he sees her vagina, and then he's like, "Oh!" But I'm like, also, what is the age of this person? Whether it's a boy or a girl, is it of age? It's so weird. We're like, we watched it for a while. I couldn't take my eyes off it for a while, and then
That
I went.
movie is French, right?
Yeah.
It was made by Playboy.
Yes, like some of those movies that are like they're French original movie, but then they come to America, they take a lot of the French part out. Like that movie, that movie about The Professional, Le Professionnel, right? By what's that guy name? Leon, The Professional.
Yeah.
In the French version, it's totally weird, man, because. In the French version, the little girl has a crush on him. And in the American version, they don't. In the French version, in the American version, there's a scene where they just rush out of the hotel room and they
Yeah.
get kicked out for some reason. But you don't know why.
Yeah.
But in the French version, she's right there checking them into the hotel. And then she goes, would your father be joining you? She goes, that's not my father, that's my husband.
Oh. Oh. I mean, imagine you're working at, like, imagine that's real life and you're just working at a place and some little girl just calls him her husband. You're like, who do I even call about this? What do I do? Do you want me to grab you another water real quick?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay. Yeah, no, it's pretty weird. We were watching, there's just so many things we're watching. We're watching Neil deGrasse Tyson talking to two people, one comedian and then one, what was that guy, a philosopher or something he was talking to? But they were discussing whether free will is real or not. And they were adding all of these, they would cut to like, you know, B-roll of something that they were talking about. And at one point they just cut to like a little girl. What was she doing? It was like a little girl as a puppet. It was obviously B-roll, like they didn't shoot it, but I'm like, who made a little girl as a puppet? Like what? Who was like, we need to make this weird, creepy thing. But yeah, you think about the casting for like little kids in those things.
What movie? Be Real? Free Willy?
Free Willy. Why? What happened in that?
I thought you said Free Willy.
I was going to say, was there a scene I forgot? Did someone free their Willy in front of a child? Free Willy was good though. I was pretty obsessed with that movie. I haven't watched it back in a while.
Deliverance, you ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
Whee!
Oh yeah.
American Me.
I haven't seen that.
That has a mean scene in there.
I know. I guess I do want to see fucked up movies, but some like The Whale, I was like, I could have skipped this. I don't need to see
Oh, you
this.
saw The Whale?
I saw The Whale.
Was The Whale gay too?
The Whale was gay.
Wow, man, that's sadder.
The first scene, it's not even a spoiler. The first scene, he almost dies because he's jerking off to
Spam.
something.
No. Shh.
And then a kid like comes in, knocks on the door, and he's like a Jehovah's Witness or something. It's just I was like, why am I watching this? But I
Well,
like
the master,
horror.
but he was sad.
He was like sad, and he's a college professor, but he would only do Zoom. And he would keep the thing off so that I couldn't see him. But it was really wild. I'm just like, what did he have to do to get into character for that? And he was in a big fat suit, and you're jerking off and dying at the same time.
No, that's sad.
And the little boy comes in, and you're like, what the hell is this movie? It really is. I guess I do want to see fucked up movies. Todd showed me a thing when we first started dating. The guy Ari Aster who made like Midsummer and Hereditary, those horror movies. Do you know what I'm talking about? His first student film was this movie about a kid who was his dad, and the dad was all scared of him.
I heard of that.
It was actually pretty awesome, but it was awesome because it was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, man, I follow this Asian girl on TikTok, and she always starts off, these are the 5 worst horror movies to watch ever. You cannot get over the first part. And one of them I went to go watch, and you're right, I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
It was a movie about, it was an Italian movie, but it was like the end of I guess, some revolution in Chile, and Pinochet. I don't know if he's Peruvian, or Pinochet is like the Hitler of that area of Latin America. But in this movie, man, like they're killing rebels, and man, should we allowed to talk about this? I mean,
we'll just bleep it.
But man, that chick was so right.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes, they're just fucking people up like the Chilean Pinochet soldiers, right?
Yeah.
But then they grabbed this lady, they dragged her all the way in and take her downstairs, and they asked her like, which one of your kids you love the most, and then they fucking killed the other one, and that kid had to have sex with his mom right there in front of everybody.
Oh!
Yeah, with a gun to his head, bro.
I do kind of like someone who's writing a movie and goes, how do I make this worse? When it seems like it can't get worse, how do I make this worse?
So the whole horror movie is about the kid that they had, or because they kept them alive, so they could just mentally put them through the whole lives.
I was watching a show. I didn't stick to it. It wasn't that fun. It was like a show on Netflix.
Man, it was crazy.
This woman like got shanked by a chick in jail, and she ended up surviving, but she beat her up. So then they're in the infirmary together, and she goes to the woman, and the woman's all like, you know, held up in the bed and stuff. And she like whispers to her, she goes, I know you have a daughter. And she goes, I have a daughter, and having a daughter is the most amazing thing in the world. She goes, I'll never hurt your daughter. She goes, I will kill every other fucking person in your life except your daughter. I was like, oh, that is like a good one where you're like, I'll save one thing and you'll have nothing else.
Damn.
Like, damn.
You ever saw this show? You ever see this show called The Baby?
No.
Oh. Oh my God. It's about this baby that just shows up. And this young girl, British girl, she just starts taking care of him. And
breastfeeding it?
He just starts washing him like he's a regular her baby. But this baby ends up like being a little killer, man.
This is like you with your dog.
Yeah.
You just started feeding your dog and taking care of your dog?
It's called The Baby, yeah, man.
The baby. What about the lamb where they have like a lamb baby? Where was that from? Like Scandinavian or something? Yeah. Can you pull up a picture? I got to show him this lamb baby. There's like a lamb head baby body. And you don't care what the plot is. Let's be real.
Oh, that one. I've seen
and
that one. And
you saw it's like butt? You saw it like a little lamb butt?
I've seen that. I've seen that one over there, but never seen these pictures.
Look at it at school.
He's like a little lamb.
He's getting older.
I always pass by and I go, nah.
It's really weird.
That is weird, man. Oh,
look at it.
That is weird. Have you ever seen the other one? It's called, oh my God, Swiss Army Man.
Oh, yeah. The dead body. I know, I do like that. I think about these people that do like the top 5, whatever. They must really be stressing out. They're like, I gotta come up with another list.
I know, right? How long can you keep this going?
They're like, oh God, I gotta. And then if they go too hard into horror, then and they must just have people sending them stuff all the time. Or they just repurpose the same list.
I have a friend named Matt Walker, a comic, and every day on TikTok or wherever he's at, he goes, hey, today's your birthday. You share your birthday with this serial killer. And like, how many he has not running out of serial killers. Like, if your birthday's today, he'll tell your serial killer. You share your serial killer with Richard Ramirez, who was born in El Paso in 1944, who massacred 10,000 people.
It's crazy how much everybody's on murder's dick, too. Everybody loves murder.
I know. How about those people who think they could solve murder from their couch? Like
they do sometimes, though. What, wrapped up in a blanket? I wonder where they got that idea. Imagine you're like a murderer and then a guy just comes up in a Snuggie to get you. You're like, all right.
Who's this? Hello, I'm Officer Lint.
We are an animal family. We have many reptiles. We have Randy. We have all of Randy's nasty toys. Randy's licking things off the floor. He's touching things. He's all over. He's humping everything. And we have to make sure we are cleaning this house with products that aren't going to hurt the animals and hurt the environment and hurt all of us. That's why in 2025, let's just get rid of all of these nasty things in our cleaning supplies. Let's make 2025 our best year yet with Branch Basics. Branch Basics Premium Starter Kit makes it easy to ditch harmful chemicals and embrace a healthier, happier lifestyle. We got to here. Look, there's toxins in the air. There's fire debris. The mansions of Pacific Palisades are going into my nostrils. But I love this premium starter kit. It features one powerhouse concentrate that works for everything, from washing your laundry and scrubbing counters to tackling bathroom grime. You can even use it to gently clean produce. That's amazing. You can clean your food and where your feet go. This is incredible. Branch Basics plant and mineral-based formulas is biodegradable and safe for babies, pets, and anyone with sensitive skin, like Todd. He's very sensitive. So you can feel confident using it throughout your home. Todd's very sensitive on the inside and the outside. You didn't know that. I know he cries a lot. He's kind of beta, but so is his skin. Say goodbye to the toxic products and say hello to a clean and safe home. Branch Basics can help you kick off the new year with a healthier home and fresh routine. Right now, Anniewood listeners get 15% off your entire order with code Annie at branchbasics.com. That's 15% off your order at branchbasics.com with promo code Annie. Make 2025 your cleanest, healthiest year yet with Branch Basics. Guys, we've been out of Hero Bread for like a week, and I feel like old Annie. I feel like the Annie that existed before I knew about Hero Bread, the Annie that had to say no to sandwiches, that had to say no to the tortillas, to any sort of carbs. I've learned in my life, and I learned it from Oprah, that I'm not really supposed to have carbs. And now Hero Bread came into my life and I'm spoiled. I am absolutely spoiled. I can have hamburgers with the bun. I can eat anything I want now because Hero Bread has 0 grams of sugar. It's ultra low net carbs and it's high in fiber. So it's an awesome choice for whatever meal you're making. It's something good for you and you expect the taste to be disgusting, but Hero Bread is absolutely delicious. It is so good. I am so happy with it. It is aptly named. Hero Bread even has monthly small batch drops of faves like their 4-gram net carb bagel and surprises rolling out this year. Get ready to crush your health goals while still eating all the sandwiches. Oh, I'm so happy. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use code Annie at checkout. That's 10% off your order with code Annie at hero.co. Yeah, no, it's very
You watch murder shows?
I go on and off. Sometimes I have to quit it. I don't watch this anymore. But every once in a while I'm like, I'm in the mood for a sweet little murder.
I finished watching Murders in the Building.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
It's good. And then I finished watching Search Party.
But that's good because those
Weird
are
ending.
I didn't watch all of it. I love
Threw
John
me
Early
off.
though. You know the blonde kid in it? John Early. I don't know what character he plays. Will you look up John Early? This kid.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious in that.
He's so funny.
His name is Elliot in the show.
He
so
is
forever he'll just be Elliot.
freaking hilarious.
He's very, very funny and very talented.
He's a funny man. Him and my friend Kate are like a kind of a comedy duo. They're funny together. They're funny. Do you feel like you're doing a character or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think the more I do it, the more I feel like it's just it's a character now. 'Cause I don't think I act like that in real life.
Really? What do you act like in real life?
Like
Give me
right
my
now.
water, bitch.
Yeah. But I find it harder now, like to write jokes, because I keep thinking like when Charles Bukowski in one of his movies or one of his writing, he goes, "A writer stops being a writer when he writes what his audience wants to listen to. Once he gives in to the masses, he might as well just throw himself into the gutter with the posers and the phonies."
Wow. I like
So now you're
hearing
not
that.
writing for your. So I feel that's from one his book Factotum. When you're like, because he never really he had a regular job his whole life, like a post office, but then he started getting a shitload of fans. So now the more fans he got, the more they critiqued his stuff. Oh, this was not like the last one.
I know it's hard to not.
I like this one was less darker than the other one.
We just watched a clip of Bill Maher he had Matt Gaetz on, the guy who was almost in the White House.
The guy that he looked like one of the guys from Beavis and Butthead, right?
He was like, yeah, but it was like dating like 15-year-olds, and they were like, oh, I guess we should. Even Trump was like, but he had him on. He goes,
in his state, it's probably legal at 16 years old. But it's illegal to take up to another state where it's illegal to be 16.
I just feel like if you're Googling it,
oh yeah,
you should be on some sort of list. If I'm a parent, I have to decide where I live just so my daughter doesn't get taken to prom by a 75-year-old man or something.
So when I was in Colorado, we went. We were hanging out somewhere, and the guy that was driving us around, he told the headliner, the legal age in Colorado is with consent is 16.
Just to let you know.
Just to let you know, man.
That's why I put them on my rider. I said, 2 16-year-olds.
If you want to go.
Oh, to go
No,
to Colorado? Oh, that's so funny.
Like, who asked for this? Like, when you volunteer stuff, nobody wants to hear.
It's very weird.
So
that is funny. There's some people that want to hear that.
I don't want to go back to California and have evil thoughts about this city.
I know when all of like the things were kind of blowing up again about people going for underage, there was all the arguments where people were like, well, in this state and then here. I'm like, guys, why do you have a map of this?
It's a graph.
Why do you have a fucking graph?
You get approached like that by when you travel, like I know guys, male comments do like, hey man, if you want to know where to find stuff, if you're looking for pussy, if you're looking for dick, if you're looking for coke, if you're looking for a zoo, something to do.
I think anyone that approaches me that's like, are you looking for dick is offering their dick. They're like, did you want any dick?
You're looking for blow.
I get given drugs a lot. I'm sure you do too.
Me too, man.
I just get handed drugs all the time. I have so many drugs on me at all times.
I get handed drugs and I don't know what to do with it after. Like coke. Like, I remember I got handed coke and it was a good little bag, right? And my mouth gets watery thinking about it. I don't need water anymore. And I just stare at it, man, like, sure. But I haven't done it since 2009.
No, coke is like one of those things where like it doesn't even occur to me, and then someone puts it in front of you and you're like, this is a option. It's just here. Because when you used to do coke, you're always like, where's the coke? I need coke. So then when it just appears and you don't have the desire, you're going, this is like a backwards thing happening.
So
yeah, you're like, I could just stay up for 2 weeks.
2 weeks is good.
And then you're kind of like, maybe I could come up with some good ideas. Like take a look at the new special, maybe I have some new ideas for the special. You're like, this could be good. This could be therapeutic. But you always see they're always on coke when they give it to you, and they look so gross on it. They remind you why you don't want to do it.
And they wipe their nose first.
They're just so sweaty and weird and
different shoes.
I always felt like coke put me like I became dubbed, where my voice just didn't match the timing of my brain.
You done it before?
Oh yeah.
You ever been up for it? What's the longest you've been up on it?
Never 2 nights, just one. Never 2 nights.
I was up for 5 days. But I was doing crack too, though. No, actually, my friend, that person just hit me up today. He wanted to know where my next show is.
He wants to bring you some crack. What? Can you explain crack? I've never done crack.
Crack is just cocaine, but in harder form. You just need like a little bit of water, maybe no water, a little bit of 1 drop of water. And
don't use well water though, you'll get trench mouth.
And baking soda, like a little baking soda. And together it helps the cocaine. You mix it up and you start seeing like a rock being formed. And then that's the money right there, man.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. It sounds a lot like that Neil deGrasse Tyson thing we watched.
That's when you order a burger and you go, you want shake with that?
But what is it? Okay, so you smoke crack through a crack pipe?
Mm-hmm. Or you can put in marijuana.
Okay.
Or the tip of a cigarette.
Is that what I remember? I used to smoke Parliament Lights and they had that little
filter
thing.
Yeah. You take that filter out, maybe a waste.
Yeah. Get more crack.
Yeah. Or when I was in Canada, Montreal, just for laughs, I met these people after the show. It started off with like 100 people from the show. They went to the house, then it was 50, then 40, then it was 18, then it was 12, then it was 6, and I was part of the 6. We were at the edge of the club, and these Canadians, they dropped a bunch of powder on the table, and I thought like, I was already getting ready, man, looking for a straw, a dry straw. But the guy ended up like putting saliva on his cigarette, and then he rolled it over the coke. Oh my God, he rolled it over the coke. And oh my God, he rolled it over the coke, and then all the coke got stuck to his saliva on the cigarette. Then he got a zigzag, and he rolled the zigzag on the cigarette, and he lit in the club, man. And I thought that was the nastiest thing ever, man.
That's like when I would ask my brother
for a bite. Save me a line before you do that.
When I go, I'm like, yo, can I get a bite of your bagel? And he just licks the entire bagel. You're like, fuck you. Give me a bite of your damn bagel.
That was my dad, man. My dad would, he'll buy like everybody a hamburger, and he'll take a bite of everybody's hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
And it was sad because I already got half a hamburger.
But don't you kind of get it as a grown-up now? I could see myself doing that to my kids, being like, I bought that damn hamburger. Give me a bite of that.
I would too.
My dad would do a thing that he would eat our ice cream. Well, first of all, we'd have pizza night and he would eat all the crust off the pizza, but I like crust. So we just have these like squares of cheese, like, fuck you, Dad. Well, he bought it. So it's like, thanks, Dad. And then he would, I think I eat fast because you like want to eat it before your dad gets it. Like, no. But he also, he would eat our ice cream. He would take like a spoon of our ice cream and then he would like mouth it. And then there'd still be like nasty saliva ice cream left. Like he didn't finish the spoon. Yeah. It's like, Dad, get your like backwash and ice cream out of here.
Well, my dad would we'll go grocery shopping. And then my dad, on the way home, my dad would drive into McDonald's. And then he'll drive the other side. And then just drive home like, and he didn't even turn around to see our reflection.
You wouldn't give you the McDonald's, he'd just eat it himself?
He wouldn't even go, we'd just drive out.
Oh, you just drive around it?
No, we just drive into the entrance and just go out the exit without going in.
Just to like show you what you're missing? Oh, yeah. It's mean.
And he wouldn't even reverse to see if we're laughing or crying. Because he knew we were mad.
But you thought it was funny?
He thought it was funny.
I like parent pranks. It's funny they fuck with us. If you think about how much we're with them, do you have kids?
Yeah.
But they're like around a lot. It's like you want to fuck with them a little.
I have like 3 kids and I don't think they know each other. Or they get along, I don't know.
Would you fuck with them? Did you ever do pranks to them?
No, I didn't grow up with them. I was the empty nester when they were born.
Yeah. And they came to you like, Papa. No?
I'm a real bad man.
They're like, Dad. You're like, well, I didn't get McDonald's. It's not my fucking fault. It's my dad's fault.
No,
It kind of is, though.
with my kids, I don't really like get to see them too much because the mom ran off. But
Yeah.
I would just do stuff like I don't remember, man.
You did like a prank where you're like, I'm not here.
Oh, I would do this.
Surprise.
I would do this, man, but it kind of messed up. Like they'll be in front of me, and then I go hide, and then I look at,
It's a
then I go-
one-sided hide and seek.
then I go hide, and then they think that like I ran off and left them there forever. Then
There
you have that
is
scared
something
look.
funny about walking away from a hide and seek game. Just not being there. They're just looking for you.
Also, it's funny. Also, like if you're playing with your kids, like with a laser tag game, that they have a gun and they're shooting you, or they tell you to go hide, but you ended up leaving.
Yeah, you're just completely gone.
So you lift your gun on the floor.
They just find the gun. And
They
then
say,
you know what
"What
they have
the-"
to get.
They say, "What the?"
They have to get Calzine to come find you. Calzini. They're like, grab the blanket. We're going to find Dad.
Like when we were before I won Last Comic Standing, when I was a struggling comic, I was living in a small little studio with my wife and her son. The three of us, one bedroom, and because they were co-sharing the son, so he'll go weekends with him, and they just share different weekdays. And there was a lot of Latino kids outside, blonde kid with blue eyes, and they were they're just little kids, 4-year-old, 3-year-old talking, and our door was open, and they asked him, "Where do you sleep?" He goes, "My bed is the couch."
Just in such a kid way, like.
Innocent, because when you're a little kid, man, like you have no idea you're poor.
Yeah.
You have no idea you're poor.
Well, sleeping on the couch is awesome when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to bed. Like going to bed sucks.
So you get older, you're in rehab. You go, wait a minute.
Can I have my own bed for once?
I did not have my house. I did not have sleepovers every night. It was just sleeping. He goes, "My house is the couch." And there was this time when President Obama was visiting this new high school they built across the street, and they just the Secret Service just came in and closed down the street. Even if you had to go to work, you couldn't get your car out. You had to walk out, catch an Uber, and go to work.
Yeah.
There was no time to the whole street was blocked off, right? And all the kids were playing whatever they were playing. And I remember all the little kids were yelling at Obama, "Obama, we want to play.
Obama, let us play.
Let us play." And my son was wearing, I was looking at him, what the f he wearing? Everybody was wearing regular clothes. And my son had made, my wife's son had made cardboard pants. Like he made holes and he put on cardboard pants. And he was the only kid. He was dressed like SpongeBob.
To meet the president?
Yes.
Oh my God. I know kids are so funny. They're but you want to prank them a little bit. You just don't want to be too like McDonald's is like borderline too disappointing because you want them to have something in the end. But I remember watching this one video of this little black kid and he was like so excited to get an Xbox and they had stuffed the Xbox with not an Xbox and he was crying and I was like, I'm still not over it. That is like the most devastating to get someone's like hopes up and then not like if in the end it was hidden in another box, that's a funny prank. But he never got it. He got like clothes.
I remember that's sad, man. I remember as a kid, you always remember the year you got the shittiest gift from everybody. Because I remember, man, my brothers, they had these cool ass and Huffy bikes, like real cool bikes. They're not Mongoose or Redline.
No, they were from Toys R Us. I remember those bikes. Yeah, they were awesome.
One jump, break.
Yeah.
Right? So they had bikes, right? It was like they had good bikes. Then I opened up my gift, and I thought it was the same. I thought it was a prank joke. I got like checkers, right? All right, checkers.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
It was chess, checkers and chess, and pajamas. That was it.
There's something so disrespectful as a kid getting clothes. You're like, aren't I just supposed to have clothes? Like, isn't that just a part of being alive? Like, why are you making clothes a present?
After a while. Because they were not telling me, so just kidding. I kept waiting for like, just kidding. Here's your real gift. But nah, man. So I just started wearing the pajamas every day and holding my checker box, like waiting to go to the hospital.
Will anyone play with me? Oh, wait, everyone's riding their bikes, so they're too busy?
I really thought that sooner or later they're going to pick me up and go take me to the hospital. And those were going to be my clothes.
No, if you started getting a lot of bikes, that's when you know you have cancer. They're like spoiling you. They're like, we'll take everything we have.
And you were so innocent as a kid, man. And you didn't even know what's going on, man. Like, I remember the neighbor invited me over to his house. And I was just standing there. And he goes, "You're a big kid now, eh? You're a big kid." You know, rubbing my shoulders, right? You're a big kid. Then he started rubbing my stomach. Oh, you were doing your sit-ups, your push-up, right? Your push-up, rubbing my stomach, right? They don't move, right? And then he lifted my shirt, bro.
No.
He started rubbing my stomach. And he goes, "You want $10, don't you?" Right? And then he was about to put his hand under my underwear to grab my penis. But I fucking pushed his hands down and ran and shit, right?
It's like, know your price ranges too. It's like, if you're going to molest me for $10.
I just got checkers and fucking pajamas, motherfucker.
I know, what the hell? I know, and then you're in these like easy access pajamas because your parents
have a shiny mongoose ready with a helmet.
I know. Do you want to be like the other boys?
Yeah, with yellow tires.
Help you.
So that guy, I didn't know he was a predator, right? And like he had a whole family, right? Kids and all that. And so when I was 20, I was like a full-blown alcoholic already. I was drinking. My friend Ruben, I had a lot of native friends, and they used to call them like instead of young guns, they were the young drunks.
The young drunks.
They were my native friends, and we were partying at that same house where the guy was rubbing my stomach.
Oh,
right.
But he didn't live there anymore.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
But he's older now. He's older. He was not young. Well, he was always old, but this time he's older, like 59 maybe.
Yeah.
We're just sitting there, right? We're just sitting there and we're fucking up his house. My friend getting a tattoo on the front of his porch, a tattoo. My friend Rodney turns around, one of the natives. He goes, "Hey man, fucking Pete! He's rubbing Ruben's leg." And then he was sitting down and the old man was rubbing his leg, like by his thigh. But not like on his penis, but the baby finger was
close enough.
Grazing the head, you know?
It's just, how often are you touching someone?
Passed out, right? And then that fool said, "I remember that fool trying to touch me." And then he said, some other guy said, "He tried to touch me." Then I told my friend, bro, I saw him looking at your nephew the other day. Fuck that! Bro, they fucking grabbed him and they started they were holding him by his legs and his arms and they were taking turns punching him. And then they just they threw him out the window, man. And they kicked him and his family out of their own house. And we stood there for 3 more days. So the police came and made everybody get out.
How embarrassing to be his kid.
Oh, he got beat up too.
Oh.
His whole family got jumped.
Because they were enablers.
Yeah. Because his friend would invite kids over and you never know, they probably were talked to, but he didn't know. So, and then he'll bring newer friends because those friends wouldn't want to go no more. So he was an enabler. Yeah. So he got his ass beat that day outside and his dad got beat up to a pulp.
Cool.
And then we stood inside his house and
well, it's crazy.
Nobody, he didn't go to jail for being a predator, though. We just got kicked out of his house.
I know. He would have gotten really messed up in jail. Ooh, he'd have gotten it. But there are, you see these people with these.
I offered you $10. I remember he saying that.
He should have had something cool, like a $2 bill, like something cool to like get kids like.
Or I don't know,
You're like,
man.
is this how easy kids are? $10?
Mijo, I got Spider-Man in a room. We want to see him.
Oh, I'll show you Spider-Man's web.
Spider-Man web.
Scary. Yeah, I know. It's so creepy. I know. I was thinking if we have kids, I'm never letting them have sleepovers. There's no sleepovers.
I know, right?
We were just going, and it's like not my parents. It's not even like my parents. The times were just you just sent your kids outside. Todd said his parents would always kick him out. We were just wandering the streets all the time.
They never let us go to a sleepover, but always wanted to go. My brother was invited to one sleepover for his friend, and I got to go against a chaperone.
Yeah,
but we were like 9 months apart. I was like his twin, and nothing bad happened. But I know that, man, we ate. I don't know what it seems like. Every time you go to someone else's house, it's like they have better food.
it's shocking. You go, oh, this is different. This is a different place.
You guys have a cupboard just for snacks?
Well, I also felt like, because my family was like, you can eat all day. Like we didn't have rules. So we would go to other people's houses and we'd go to try to eat something right before dinner. And the parents would be like, we're about to have dinner. I'm like, what? I just thought you were supposed to eat all day, whenever you want. I didn't know that you waited. Or like they'd be like, wash your hands. I'm like, wash your hands? My mom doesn't make me wash my hands.
Yeah, we have to wash
We were like
our hands.
the dirty kids.
We have to wash our hands.
There was this school. I went to this small little Quaker school in Germantown in Philadelphia. And there was this one house that was right on the campus, basically. And they had these dirty little kids. They were little white kids, but they were like little dirty kids. They had all this junk. They were obviously hoarders and stuff. And the kids were like dirty. And every once in a while, your book bag would go missing. And then you'd see it like emptied out. Like they just steal your bag and stuff. And then when I got older, I realized that's who we were in our neighborhood. We were like the dirt family. We were like
Wow.
the trash family.
Were you guys good at gymnastics?
I was.
Because we had a dirty ass family in our neighborhood. They were like, I don't know, man. There were like 11 kids or something, right? They were all from the same mom, same dad. And they were all the guys were good at gymnastics. Like they would jump and do backflips in the trash can and out the trash can.
I know. But
Their
everyone
house
had that.
was dirty, bro.
It's so
like,
crazy.
No, like, was your house dirty?
Not dirty. It was cluttered, but it wasn't dirty.
Their house was
I know.
fucking dirty.
Did they have
bro.
animals? The cat. When people have
They wouldn't
cats too.
survive in that house. They'll get smashed or the dad will drop a tool shed on top of them.
Yeah.
Like they had it was the kind of people that will start we're gonna pull this motorcycle apart and then give up, but the motorcycle's in the living room.
That's a little bit like my family. That's a little bit, I will say, I definitely took apart a TV for like 5 minutes once and then it sat there for 3 years, just ADD or I'm just distracted.
Man, their house is so dirty. Like I live in the housing projects. So every year they had an inspection because they were gonna fumigate.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta get everything out of the house and fumigate, or you get a fine. A lot of people just took the fine.
They're like, fuck it, we can't do this.
But their house was so dirty, man. And then a second time they would inspect the apartment to see if it's clean, or get a fine. And I remember that everybody was watching their house to see when they're gonna get inspected because it was dirty. The lady tripped over and fell.
Oh, no. Your fine's going to be thick.
She said that apartment was unlivable. Like every apartment came with, when you moved into the projects, it came with one of those old blinds. But if you let go, it snaps up.
Those were fun.
They had no curtains. They had none of that.
Nothing.
Like their curtains was blankets. Like,
remember when you asked me how long I've been on a coke bender before? Yeah. That night we definitely had blankets we definitely had like tinfoil and shit on the wall.
It was the one from Mexico, right? With a tiger.
Just like cover this up. Yeah, I think there's a level of where there's like food involved and it gets so nasty.
Theirs was like the oven, it just was full of the burn already.
Yes.
That it was like when you lay a tortilla on top, it's like the flame was barely coming out. And the roaches were ice skating in there, man. And every type of like when you open a refrigerator, you know, that little strip that was covered with roaches, eggs,
Yeah.
man, and
I
they were sleeping on top of jackets.
Yeah. I went home with a guy once when I lived in New York.
Yeah.
And I went to his house and it was like so dirty. He had like there were just like tin cans of like beans open everywhere. And I was like, I'm almost impressed that this man let me like, how confident are you?
But I had a massive dick because
Well, we didn't get there. I was so grossed
cleaning.
out. I could not. I dried on up. Let's just say it was too gross. There were like bugs everywhere, but I was like, what the? Yeah, exactly. He has like a monster cock. It's
Yeah,
like,
the guy was
I don't have to do
little thing would start
anything.
sweeping and shit.
fucking nasty.
Start hanging up little trees.
I remember he was watching Tim and Eric, and it made me not like Tim and Eric for a while because I was like, it was so dirty in his house that I was so grossed out that I was like, I think I hate Tim and Eric.
Right? You start thinking maybe Tim and Eric are dirty too.
Yeah, they're like him.
Yes. Well, you
Then I
start.
started smelling like I started to notice he had like BO. I was like, this guy's like I just like went home with like a weird creepy
That is a
guy.
fact. You start comparing everything they like to their personality.
Mhm.
Oh, he must like dirty blonde bitch with dirty feet then.
I know. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm disgusting. But then he kind of rejected me too. I was like, oh.
Must be clean.
And then I had an ex-boyfriend who we had lived together, and it got pretty gross. Like we didn't want to have to go into the bedroom because the TV was in the living room. So we made the like couch into a bed. So we brought the bed out in front of the couch, like really crackhead style.
Nice.
And he was a drug addict. I wasn't. I just was living with a drug addict. And I remember the place was like so gross. And when I moved out, I forgot something. I had to come back like a couple weeks later. Or not even weeks. It was like months later. I had to go back and get something. And there were like the same pizza boxes on I'm like, damn, I guess I was doing a lot of cleaning. The pizza boxes are still there. I was like, oh, how do you live?
When my wife moved, she came to my apartment. She just said, you know, I'm gonna clean it, you know, and be nice.
Mm-hmm.
She said she regret cleaning it because she found like all my horrors.
Yeah.
Like she said she pulled the refrigerator back, and the back of the refrigerator was like so many like I already know I did this. In the back of my refrigerator, I had painted with oils Van Gogh's bedroom. At the back of the refrigerator, I painted a Van Gogh, and I painted another painting that was really
like on the wall, like a mural?
No, yeah, right on the back of the refrigerator.
Onto the item.
Yeah, I fucking painted it real perfect. And I had painting behind the wall. And like and then and then like I remember that she said that there was a hole in my wall, and I wrote, this is where my love went. And then the Van Goghs, I remember she asking me, why did you have all those Van Gogh paintings back there that you painted that were with oil paintings? Oh, because when I was a kid, my mom, she never put my shit up in the refrigerator. So now I painted in the back of the refrigerator.
This is where my love goes. I would be scared. Like, is he gonna put my body in here?
Yeah, because I remember I was on meth, and I got all mad, and I started banging it, and I forgot that the neighbors were next door and shit.
But I like that when you got like creative on that.
Then she wrote, and I wrote, "Oh, this is where my love went."
Did your wife clean you up, or were you clean before her?
No, I didn't. I started cleaning it up little by little, but then it started getting dirty again.
It happens. It happens. I was dating a guy who was kind of crazy, mentally a little wild. And I remember I went over and like he was so anxious, so I cleaned his house for him, but my house was still messy. I was like, wait, this is a problem. I should be cleaning my fucking house. I was like doing his dishes. I'm like, how did this happen? Day 2 of knowing this guy. Some people just have that vibe of like they just want to be taken care of. And there's just something, I don't know if it's all girls, but there's just something, even though I'm not like that maternal, I'm like, every once in a while you're like, all right, I'll fix this bitch up. When I first started going on the road with people, I went on the road with Jim Norton, and he would always like take us. We'd have like nice meals before the shows and stuff, and then whenever we'd go to, if it was like under $20, I'd be like, I got this, Jim. I got this one. You got to show like you're being nice. That was so fun though.
I remember working with Paul Rodriguez, and not the skateboarder, his father.
Yeah, I know. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
His son's famous. Pete Rod.
He's paying back all his child support now to Paul Rodriguez. And Paul Rodriguez, he calls me up and in Reno. First of all, I couldn't believe how much money he gave me. I thought it was a mistake. So he calls me up and goes, man, I heard from the front desk that you're complaining about your room, and you're complaining about this, you're complaining about that, and this. And I was scared, young comic. I wasn't complaining. And he goes, you will complain when you see my room. And he hung up.
That's so funny.
And I went to his room, and it was big, bro. It had like a fucking piano.
Oh, yeah.
It had like gun rack. It had everything, man.
Oh, especially in Reno. Yeah, of course.
Everything, man. A pole.
Did you ever go to the Bunny
Pool
Ranch?
table?
You ever go to the Bunny Ranch?
No.
Oh, are you lying?
No, I've never been there.
You've got a flicker in your eye.
But I've been to Hong Kong.
It's
just like the Bunny Ranch.
It's like the whole place is a Bunny Ranch.
But it's in I went to the Hong Kong Tijuana with my wife, and it was like it was the wildest strip bar I ever seen in my life, man. And
Ping pongs and stuff? Ping pong balls?
yes, and they had a like a bubble bath show where the girl puts shaving cream and then they slide around and
I like that.
They connect.
They says.
Yeah.
I like that.
Then we went to another room where the woman had they were all lathered up. They were really lathered up. And they had like a dildo that you could play with them with.
Oh, it was like you got your own, or it was just one?
No,
everyone took a turn?
She'll give you hers.
Oh, okay.
And,
that'd be cool if you like come with your own.
And they had a condom on, and you could put it for her. But this time they had it was like a drill. I don't know if you've seen those drills. So the vibrator was stuck to it. So and then like all you had to do, she had like an assistant that'll hand it to you, and then he'll put it inside of her, and then you just press that button.
You know it's hardcore when you need an assistant.
Yeah.
When you need someone to help.
Because he will wipe it down for the next guy.
I really like the idea of the shaving cream. When you were in elementary school, I remember being in kindergarten and they would just put shaving cream on the table and that would be one of our activities. Did you do that?
Yeah.
That was fun. I would scissor with some.
Those were the best times I had in my class where my homework was just sticking macaroni.
Oh, but that was the best.
Like if you got that wrong, your class for the next couple of years was a class with no chairs or tables. Like you heard a record player, man. Like you walked around to lunch holding hands.
Let's just say you'll be doing the macaroni art for a long time.
Yeah, man. You're gonna be taking $10 from somebody. Do you remember those classes when you were little? Not you in them, but you saw people that were in them.
Yes.
Yeah, my friend Lawrence. Like it's weird. Like when you see one of your friends in one of those classes, but you never thought that he was crazy growing up. Mm-hmm. So my friend was like normal with us, right? Normal. But then you see him, you go, aren't you gonna go in our classes with us? And then he goes, nah. And there's a man holding his hand, taking to his class. That was the saddest thing when you run and you find out your friend is slow. Because you're walking to your class. All right, man, later. Aren't you going to be in our class? Nah, I'm going to be in this class. And then there's this big dude holding his hand, taking him to his class.
I know, and they're all like in all white. It's like a nurse. I always felt like there were always the people that were on the cusp, right? Like that sucked for them. Like the people that were just like, couldn't we have just pulled them into our regular class?
Yes, I had a friend like that named Jesse. And he got all A's, AEE, like all A's, The last year, he decided to fail because he wanted to see what it's like to fail.
I like that.
And he didn't graduate, and he wanted to fail, so he failed everything. And the last month was him building his
GPA back.
His GPA back to graduate, and he ended up graduating. But
What does he do now?
I don't know. I think he was a serial killer, probably.
I know. I'm like, I think that's awesome. And I'm like, but what does that
He was
prove
very
in life?
smart. I don't know what he does.
He could be a good YouTuber. I tried failing. The top five things to do when you try to fail in high school. I like the idea of that. But I would think you would want to start by failing. You want to fail freshman year so then you can pick it up. And then everyone's like, oh my God, you're most improved. You want to start shitty.
I remember a Marine recruiter, like it was like career day, and they're trying to recruit people. I remember the Marine, he came into my class. He said, I see a leader in you. And I said, really? I'm in attention right now. The leader is still in the classroom, killing, getting high fives. I'm here for following the leader.
It is funny you could just hypnotize somebody. Go, you're a leader. Join my thing.
I always got in trouble when the leader of the class or the funniest guy in the class
so funny.
would say something so hilarious that I get in trouble for repeating it.
Yes.
Hack.
Yes. Oh my God, Barik, this kid Barik used to fucking crush. He was so funny. We would be crying, and he was brutal. Like he was so funny to the
Best
teachers.
laughs ever.
Getting pulled out of class.
Over laughing.
Like, we're like, do not take him. Just like, God, this is so much better than learning. This is better than learning. He is dead though.
Yeah, this kid, I
they
think
burn quick.
This kid, I don't know, I forgot his name, man. But he would always do something stupid to make everybody laugh. Like we had a
Substitute?
A substitute.
Oh, those poor substitutes. And you knew, I was like, Berg's about to fuck you up, bitch.
And this guy, he already knew it. That was with us. He must have had that substitute teacher in another class already. So he already memorized her walk. So he already memorized her walk.
Oh.
So he comes in, when she comes in, right behind her, like, doing the exact same walk, almost like Charlie Chaplin imitating somebody, but he did it perfectly. And when she turned around, he turned around.
I remember Spanish.
Get out of my class. Get out of my class.
I know, and then they kick him out, and it's like, we're still going to be laughing for the rest of class about this. Barik would like stand on the table and start singing. He's like, siéntense, because she kept going, siéntense, por favor, and he'd be like, siéntense, por favor, and he was like going on top of the desk. It was so funny. And then when they gave us the flour baby,
yeah.
Did you get that? Where they're like, here's your bag of flour, you have to treat like a baby, and you have to protect it.
You gotta take it home.
Yeah, someone slapped it, like killed his baby. And I've never seen a funnier thing in my life. He was like, my baby. I remember he was like throwing all this stuff up, and someone killed his baby.
Then you're gonna carry it, but you're gonna carry a backpack in front of you and get pregnant, right? Why would they teach you bullshit like that?
It's so stupid.
Who wants to be pregnant?
Or an egg.
Yeah.
They would make you hold an egg. They should give you the ones that cry. The actual babies. I guess those are expensive. There's like a key, and you have to get up in the middle of the night and do it.
When you were in high school, did they still have technical schools, or they were gone? Like mechanic,
I don't know.
wood shop,
they must.
metal shop, electric
I don't know.
shop.
Is school even still happening?
I don't even know, man. Because
it was on Zoom. Then they all burned down in our neighborhood.
I was the last year of having classes like wood shop. And there'll be an old white guy right there that was a woodsman somewhere. Safety is very important.
Yes,
he's missing a finger.
Yes.
Ours was Mr. Tall. And then I had a metal shop teacher that was in World War II. His name was Mr. Tringali. And like when I think about being a seventh grader, what are you, like 10 or 12?
Seventh? Yeah, you're 12 or 13.
12 or 13, right? I had metal shop.
Yeah, I had that too.
And we had a furnace in our room, in our class, where you could melt metal.
Yeah.
And make hammers.
Yeah.
Right? So you have, obviously, if you have metal shop, you spend all day just making ninja stars.
It was so fun. Yeah, I was like, this is awesome.
And throw them in the wall.
I always felt too young for this. But then they had the home ec. Did you have to like sew a pillow? We had to sew a pillow.
I had cooking class. We had to bake a cake by the end of the class.
Which also is like, I guess not that hard too.
But we had that kid in our class, and he decided to play a practical joke on the teacher, and he broke into the refrigerator, and he put all the eggs under her seat.
Oh.
So when she sat down, all the eggs smashed.
I mean, legendary.
So everybody laughed, but then we had to read the safety manual out loud through the whole year.
Oh.
And we didn't cook to that end of the year.
Worth it. Worth it.
Shout out to Mrs. Ishitani.
Ishitani. Did you ever egg anyone's house?
No, we would just knock on them and run or break their window.
Oh, break the window is fun. Get some money involved.
Or pee on a 40-ouncer and put it under the door.
Oh, that's
so when
cool.
they open it, breaks and there's pee. Or my friend, we had one of our friends, he was Vietnamese, and he wanted to fuck around with another Vietnamese family who just moved in. You know, because we used to mess with his family when they moved in, and they messed with my house when they moved in. So he goes, we wanted to go like, we just knocking on people's doors, like old ladies, you know, parents with no dad, you know, they get scared. You're knocking.
Yeah.
Is it daddy?
Is he back?
So
he played hide and seek and he never came back.
So he said, oh man, let's go to the Vietnamese house. He goes, you know them? Nah, man, but I know they'll get scared. So he put a cherry bomb in their mailbox.
Oh, that's like a hate crime.
Yeah, but it was a Vietnam against Vietnam. VC against Viet Cong, probably.
Oh.
So he fucking blew up their mailbox.
Oh my God.
But our mailbox was not the mailbox like where the mailman just leaves it and drives away.
Uh-huh.
The mailbox was on their door. So that it was one of those where anybody could go to their door. Oh, look at them, they're eating fish. oh, look at Felipe, they're eating bees again. Oh, look at Baby Jerry, they're eating fucking oily ass fish. So people could just look into the mailbox and that will put a cherry bomb.
Oh, that is.
That was our game every night, man. Like we didn't have, it was no cable, no television to watch. Everything was in Spanish. So we just go to different doors, knocking and running.
Yeah. I know, it's funny. We were little shit kids.
You can't even do that now. You get killed.
No, you get in trouble. And the Ring camera, you're busted immediately.
Busted.
I know. We have neighbors here that are annoying little pricks. They're like annoying little kids. They knocked on our door once and ran away.
You ever get lost at Walmart or Kmart or
Oh, it's the scariest thing in the world.
Target.
Or how about when you think you have your dad's pants and it's some other guy's pants? You're like,
oh my God.
That is the scariest thing in the world.
Oh, and they got to describe you over the loudspeaker and
Oh,
let them roasting you. Yeah, we got this girl here with oversized shoes.
Yeah, she's stained. There's a stain all over her shirt.
She still has a Hawaiian punch in her mouth from yesterday's birthday.
Her nose is kind of big for her age.
She had an overbite, man, big overbite for an Asian woman. Yeah, we got this kid wearing purple zooms. Oh, the worst is when they can't describe you, man, your nationality. Yeah, what's your name? What? Raphael? Yeah, we got Raphael here. He part of the Ninja Turtles. and then your mom knows, if you have a mom that knows what's up, and my mom, your mom knows that you're safe now.
Yeah.
So just continue
shopping. She can keep shopping, yeah. My mom used to drop us off at the IKEA ball pit. Did they have that when you were little?
Yeah.
My mom would and we thought it was so fun. It's dirty ball pit with all these strange kids. We'd watch Willy Wonka, but I remember being like, it's so fun. It's so awesome. My parents were just like, get these fucking kids away from us. Drop them off with just some random people that work at IKEA. We loved that shit.
Toys R Us was worse when you're poor, man. You have 7 kids, but you're there to buy one toy.
Yeah. What are you guys going to be able to share? Here's a chess game. You guys like checkers?
I remember, that was the only time we went to Toys R Us, and that's when my brother got the bikes. I remember that we had to go to the I guess the back of Toys R Us, the warehouse, and then the everything you buy comes sliding down
that's cool.
Like your bags at LAX. So I saw these big old bags come down. And then my brother's boxes. Then I saw this little shaky little box come down. They better not crack them. They better not scratch my red ones.
Checkers is a good game though.
Yeah, man. But you
it's the word. You don't want a game. You don't want something that you have to share with other people. That's like they're giving you something that is basically a family present.
Yeah,
They
man.
should have bought it for the house.
That game and Monopoly ends the same way. I mean, Dan Cook had a joke. He goes, this is how every Monopoly ends with me and my grandma and my sister. And then he just tosses everything on the floor like this. You fucking win.
I have a video of me playing Monopoly, screaming at his dad. I give you walkers everything. Everything. I was so mad.
Have you ever been to Atlantic City?
Oh, yeah.
And walked through the actually Monopoly streets to see if it's real?
Are they there?
Yeah.
Is that true, Todd?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. After my show.
Why am I in Atlantic City?
Yeah. So after my show, in the morning, we smoked a fat ass joint, got some coffee, and went to Mednick.
That is crazy.
My God, bro. That's why I always lost the game. There's not even a hotel in real life in that street.
You go to like the brown streets, you're like, ew.
Yes, man, they're all bad.
Why did they make the lowest value the brown ones? That's fucked up.
And it is the bad one. The blue ones, like Broadway, is real expensive.
The red ones are expensive. No, it's always a fight because they play like, there's different personalities playing that Monopoly game when I play with his family. I was so pissed.
Oh my God, my fucking sisters, my fucking wife's family, her brother, their family, they play every game without following the rules.
Oh.
So Scrabble, they're just taking turns, putting letters everywhere without taking no points. And everybody's taking random turns. Nobody's really like, there's no points, bro. So just like everybody putting letters and if you need a letter, you just go grab another one. And they just talk and have a good time doing this. My family will rip your hand off if you're not playing right.
No, it gets really tense. And then his brother will cheat. And he's always the fucking banker. We let his fucking asshole brother be the banker who will literally be pocketing the dollars. I'm like, what the fuck?
Asian banker, man, you don't fuck around.
One time when I was a waitress in New Mexico, there was this girl came in the back. She was like very dramatic girl that we worked with, one of the waitresses. And we had to wear, it was called the cowgirl. We had to wear cowboy outfits. So it was like a whole thing. And we're all drinking during the shifts and stuff, getting wasted. And we're like back where the playground is for the kids. And I'm with one of the managers. And this crazy girl, Nicole, she comes back, she's crying. We're like, what's wrong? She's like, my table tipped me in Monopoly money. And she opens it and all this Monopoly money falls out. And it was like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Imagine the balls of doing that.
Was it a good tip of Monopoly money?
They gave her a lot. I mean, if it was real money, that's pretty sick. But also it's like, she was crazy. She probably drank their alcohol. She probably came up and took a sip of their beer. And then she was hiding in the back. She was like all sad. And she kept texting us to get her to bring her alcohol in the back. It was just so funny.
That's hilarious,
Monopoly
man.
money. I fucking lost my mind. But she opened it, it all fell out. She was crying. She took it so seriously. But it's like, at that point, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I'm like,
Sad.
I know you can make a real $10, but you got to go to Felipe's projects and you got to let a man go in your pants.
Monopoly money. She couldn't even buy a hotel on Broadway.
She couldn't even, but there wasn't even, I know, at least give a hotel too. Let's talk about your special.
I have a Netflix special coming out February 11, Raging Fool. I recorded it at the Crest Theater in Sacramento. My wife, Lisa, she directed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love Lisa. She is a boss bitch.
So she produced all my specials, and this one she directed also.
And then when she was directing you, was it kind of hot? Were you like, okay?
Yeah, stand here, baby.
Like, oh, fine. Were you being bad and she would scold you?
Yeah. But it was cool, man. I wore a tracksuit on the show.
Love it.
So I was comfortable.
And how many specials have you done?
4. I did one called I'm Not Like That No More. No. They're Not Gonna Laugh at You in 2011 or 12. And then I did Translate This. Then I did Bad Decisions. And I did it in Spanish too. Malas Decisiones. And now I did this one, Raging Fool.
How often do you do shows in Spanish?
Not a lot, man. Like when that guy asked me, Francisco, I do it, but or Carlos Barriata, I open up for him in Toronto, in Montreal in
Yeah.
Spanish. But when I do it in Spanish, at first it takes me a while to get the flow because it's a different rhythm in
Yeah.
Spanish. There's more play on words in Spanish. In Spanish, you could do a joke. I don't know, because Biggie Smalls, the rapper, a lot of his raps didn't really like rhyme what he was saying,
Yeah.
but the rhythm and the way he said
Uh-huh.
it makes the word kind of match what he was saying.
Uh-huh.
And Spanish is like that, like very rhythmic voice, tone, you know, like some of the jokes I was saying in English, like I would say like anoche, the police pulled me over. They asked me, do you have anything inside illegal? I looked at my cousin and I ran. But in Spanish, it's like, andaba manejando el carro, güey, y me paró la policía y me preguntó, ¿tienes algo ilegal adentro? Pues no, hombre, güey. A la verga, pinche primo, ocho. So
Because then the cousin's the last word in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just the sequence of where, because I always felt like, I remember someone told me once when I first started comedy, they're like, if you put the funniest word last, the joke will hit better.
Yeah,
But then if in the language, it's like,
opposite.
yeah.
And also, like a lot of the words in Spanish that I say, that I use every day, they're not real Spanish words. They're slang that
Pendejo.
we made up. Like I say, like in English, I need someone to fix my brakes. And I would say, necesito alguien que arregle mis brecas. Which in brecas, are you serious? Like white people, they add an O after every English word when they don't know the Spanish word. Your son has not done his homework, senor. But Latinos, we add A-S to everything. Sprite. You know, so A-S for brakes, easy. Brecas. But it's frenos.
It's totally wrong, yeah.
It's totally wrong, man. Like far off from the real word.
I know, and it's so rude to be like, you'll figure it out. You know what I kind of mean.
So I went to Mexico and I tried it out and boo, nothing. They didn't laugh. So then I went back and I got a guy from Mexico, a Tijuana comedian named Joel, and he translated my jokes in the right language. So then I started doing it that way.
And it worked?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that might be hard too, because it's not your...
Just some words that had to change, but like, I'm not, now when I talk about it, I say that, well, people get mad at me because I don't speak good Spanish. But then I got to tell people that my father dropped out of school in the 7th grade. So I was...
You're a miracle.
I was taught Spanish by a dropout. So whatever Spanish I don't know, most likely, he don't know.
My bad Spanish does very well on stage. When I do like a Hispanic audience, they like it. When I just tell them what I can say. It's not great.
What do you know how to say in Spanish?
No tengo panocha, solamente la verga. And then I go, mira, mira. And then I do a side pipe. I go, mira, mira. They like that.
Damn.
And I just know words. I learned Spanish, but I don't remember it, you know, but it pops up. Weird stuff pops up. I know kitchen Spanish, yeah. From
That's
working in
funny
the
because
restaurants.
kitchen and it's cocina. But if you add a CH, it means like a dirty girl, cochina.
Oh, everything's so close to being the worst thing. Well, there's this Mexican guy that I always pass. It's this old Mexican guy and he's in a wheelchair. And he always sits out in front of, like in his lawn. And I walk by him to go get coffee in the morning. And I always say hi to him. And I always say like, buenos dias and stuff. And so I got him a pastry one day. I was like, you know what? I feel like getting this old man a pastry. So I got him a pastry and then I was trying to like memorize. I was doing like Google Translate and trying to memorize like, I got you a pastry. Would you like a pastry? I can't even remember how to say it. And so I'm like practicing it. And then I like hold up the pastry and I say my Spanish and he goes in perfect English. He just goes, no, thank you. And I was like, that's so embarrassing.
And that happened to me in Texas. Because here in Los Angeles, if I see someone who looks like me with short hair, you know, wearing boots, I'm thinking, okay, the guy don't speak English. So I'm going to speak to him in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I walked up to this guy who looks like he just got here from Venezuela
Yeah.
or some Latin country. Like he looked like he just.
It's a type of cowboy hat, type
Yes.
of boot. There's a specific boot where you're like, this was not made here.
I spoke to him in Spanish, and this guy spoke to me in a Tejano accent, like a Texas accent, and he didn't speak no Spanish. Like I'm pretty sure his grandmother didn't speak Spanish.
I know you think you're doing this like nice.
But he looked like the dark, bro, like Boss Hogg. He looked black. I thought he was definitely Spanish. Like,
Yeah, you're like, I'm not even taking this
hey,
on.
compa, ¿dónde está la calle 13? Sorry, man, I don't speak Spanish. Sorry, bro, but if I was ordering tacos, I will get them from you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. February 11, Netflix.
Netflix, watch it. He's the best. So funny. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming. So fun.
Anyone's gonna save the world, yeah. When everything's burning, their voices keep returning, bringing us together, making it all better. Anyone's a calling, catch us when we're falling. Turn the volume high, questions soaring to the sky. Anyone's the way, brighter every day. And when you feel alone, hope is being shown in every single word. Our stories will be heard. We're breaking down the walls, yeah, show 'em what they want. Laugh until we fall, we're speaking for us all. And it's undeniable, this force is reliable. Anyone's gonna save the world, yeah. When everything's burning, their voices keep returning, bringing us together, making it all better. Anyone's the calling, catch us when we're falling. With every beat, every word, a revolution's heard from the world's every corner. We're getting stronger, stronger. Anyone's gonna save the world, yeah. When everything's burning, their voices keep returning, bringing us together, making it all better. Anyone's a calling, catch us when we're falling.
Oh, Randy, how did you feel about today's episode? Was it good? Did you like it? Did you like it outside? Did you like it like a puppuccino? Puppuccino? Did you like a puppuccino? Did you like a puppuccino?